Well, that was awesome, guys. Well, this next question, I need a really quick answer. I want to make this really clear for everyone. What is the best way a student or a streamer or whatever can interact with you guys and get a sponsorship? Is it going to be through a collegiate program, like let's say Uconnect or the dozens out there? Or is it going to be a DM on Twitter, an email? What is the best way, and including a sponsorship deck? Or what are they including in that?
Uconnect.com.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do all of our, we just started working with Uconnect Esports, so that guy that just gave his spiel about, something, was just here. I tried to pull him off the stage, but yeah, it's right there, this guy. So we do all of our sponsorships through him now for live event support, so if you're doing dope stuff on campus, hit up this guy right there, and then he'll take care of you.
Cool. Is everyone on the same page about that?
Yeah, just like adding on to that, Uconnect has been a really great platform with us, just to really engage with the students, and it really opens doors to other partners as well. So if there's something that even we can't work out, I'm more than happy to introduce you to another partner that might be able to help you out.
Awesome. So, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, to work with NVIDIA, you want to go to nvidia.com/G4student or discord.gg/G4student. We do a bunch of sponsorships and do events and help support that kind of stuff. But again, I want to give a shout out to Uconnect because you should reach out to everyone, whether it's Tesla, Uconnect, NVIDIA, Corsair. A lot of programs are starting to support collegiate, and whether we have something that will help you with your event in particular or not, you can reach out to all the brands, and eventually someone will probably help you guys.
So, yeah, you have anything? So something a little bit more than club organizations, sponsorships, or whatever like that. I know that we have a few people in the crowd with varsity programs, and now new arenas coming out in the next couple of years. What is the best approach, and what do you want to see in terms of KPIs, specific KPIs, for those types of programs from these college leaders?
Yeah, so for us, the most important thing is your event schedule and the type of programs that are going to be happening with the arena. For your varsity programs, let us know exactly which tournaments you're going to and how you're going to really utilize our brand. So some things that we look for is definitely the type of content that you'll be able to produce for us. The engagement levels is very important. The engagement rate on your social media posts is really important in your past 3 months or even past year. Same thing with the arena. If there's other integrations in there, and if there's a business model that you're able to share with us, those are always really important to include.
In addition to all that, basically what I'm looking for is how many people are showing up, how often, and do you have nice pictures? Please, pictures. Oh.
So the question was vetting like varsity esports programs.
Wait, say that again?
Like, what's the KPIs for like varsity esports programs?
Yeah, and arenas.
Yeah, so for us, it's just a number of students divided. So a number of students engaged in their gaming esports programs divided by college population of that school, and then from there, like, what does that story tell? Like, that's a number that comes out after that equation. So like, what does that look like? Well, UCI, shout out to UCI for 100% graduation rate as an example. Like 70% of students are in STEAM in these gaming esports programs. These numbers help validate because our superiors, our bosses, they all have different KPIs as well. Like there's Amazon, they do 2,000 internships every single year, and they are looking to hire people in STEAM every single year. So this is something I can take to the STEAM department, the recruiting team, be like, hey, these gaming esports programs have STEAM majors, you should hire from these schools. Or like there's Amazon Future Recruiting, Amazon Future Engineers. Their goal is to have 1 million people learn how to code. So like I could take these ammos, these things to our bosses and get more resources. So that's pretty much it. Like what do these numbers tell, and where do these students and pathways lead to?
So we unfortunately don't work with the varsity programs, but we have worked with a lot of different student orgs with rolling out some of our Pokemon Go activations for Super League. And with that, back to the idea of pictures, great pictures, being able to show people involved and excited and growing in large numbers. But another piece we didn't touch on is comprehension of a comprehensive report. So what went well in the event? What didn't go well? How can we go about supporting you in the future? What are other alternatives that you guys can provide as channels and opportunities to get exposure for us? Again, feeding on that partnership of both organizations growing and evolving the programming to better fit ultimately the community.
Awesome. Well, before we start Q&A, one last thing. You guys all used to be some type of collegiate leader, been involved in the collegiate space. What is something that you haven't seen currently in the space that you want to see happen in the next year or two, that you just want to give those free ideas to these leaders so they can go and execute on it? For me personally, working at Red Bull, our whole thing was about giving wings to people. For me today, I'm now working at Drafter, where we're working on a lot of social good initiatives between Easter Seals, Wounded Warriors projects in the esports world. I want to see more colleges involved in social good. So that's my take on it. I want to hear from you guys.
I think I'm going to agree with you on that one. When I was in college at Cal State Long Beach, we used to do a lot of initiatives for charities and just do good activations, but I haven't really seen too much of that. I know a lot of colleges are trying to start their own convention or large event style, but there is other ways to have inclusion into your events. So a really good thing is going out and reaching out to non-endemic sponsors or having a more engaging activity that's on there. There was an event I went to a long time ago that there was a coloring book activity. It was at Cal State Fullerton, and they had like a carnival style activation where they had like a Nerf gun set up and they had like a carnival appearance and whatnot. Those are the things that really stood out, and I really wish I would see more of that. That's definitely something that stands out to everyone, I think.
Do you actually know what event that was? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we helped build that. That was awesome. That was something that you guys liked. From our side, the reason why... for us, something that we would love to see more of in collegiate is better use of social media, since a lot of the times when I get decks, I'm like, yeah, we're a growing brand, we have like 100 followers. I'm like, alright, that's, growing, I understand. But the thing about it is, at least for us, everyone here gets it. Everyone here enjoys esports or gaming or something along those lines, right? But the problem for me in particular is that all these higher-ups don't game. They don't understand any of this stuff. This stuff is brand new to them, and if they don't see people playing or see a value add to supporting the space, then we can't do anything, right? And we're seeing this all here, but they're not the ones that are showing up, right? So better use of social media. These guys, pictures. Come on.
How about this? Wait, can you rank for me what social media is most important to least important? Platform.
It depends. But I think for us right now, Twitter is really important. The old people use Facebook. I use Facebook, so apparently I'm old now. People are on TikTok. Instagram is really important. I would say Twitter, Instagram, maybe TikTok, and then Facebook. Don't use MySpace. Get off that.
What I like to see more of, I've seen this, is more parents leaning in and being involved and being participants of their kids' and child's hobbies. I think that's critically important. And we're starting to see more of this. The first Dreamhack in America, a couple years ago, was you wouldn't see the amount of parents here today, right? And I think that's really awesome. And I think having more of that is number one for me. Number two is more inclusive in the varsity scholarships that are offered in different games. So let's start adding consoles, let's start adding different types of mobile gaming, let's start spreading that wealth outside of PC gaming to now we can see, okay, how can we get more different race and gender, more participants across the level and start fixing and making it a more even playing field. So I think those are the three buckets I'd love to see more of. It's getting better, but I think those are how to rank one priority.
Yeah, so for me, I think that what I would like to see more out of the next couple of years would be collaboration within schools, building networks, building very strong, centralized groups. We did it in Texas. I know California's gotten really good about it, but a lot of states aren't. It's about think tanking, getting a whole bunch of folks together, leaders from different schools, putting on major events, growing off of each other, taking best practices, and ultimately building the grassroots communities as a unit, as opposed to working in their own individual silos.
Awesome, guys. I think we're open for questions. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah. Or Dylan, do we have a mic? No? Yeah. So I guess let me repeat the question for everyone to hear is, what's the turnaround time for a report, pretty much from when the event happens to when they should receive it? And then does Dom need 2 terabytes of photos to sponsor an event? Dom can take this first.
So generally, you always want to give us at least a month ahead before your event. Do kind of caution that we do get a ton of sponsorship requests, so it can take some time. But generally, I think a good practice, at least on my side, we try to answer within that week. And when you send in the event recap decks, usually we're okay with sending within like a 2 to 3 week period of time. But the faster that you send in just all your pictures and all your data, is always going to be better. We do have to share this with our whole entire team just to reevaluate, and this does go into effect of whether or not we are able to continue working with you guys on the next event as well.
Everyone on the same kind of page about that? About a month ahead?
Yeah. So, 1 month ahead is really good for us. We have a form, nvidia.com/G4student. Fill out the form. That's it. It's really simple.
You connect esports.
Any other questions? Any other questions? So. What is the best student-run event that you've seen sponsored?
Trying Gaming Expo. Their Trying Gaming Expo is UC San Diego. Just if you didn't know, they've been around forever. I think Kevin He, who was on the last panel, was the one that started that. Yeah, they've crushed it every single time.
We had an FGCU Gatorland last year that was super exciting. It was first time that they had done something of that caliber. They had a summit of sorts for collegiate leaders, so we're super stoked to be involved with that. And then the second one would be, we worked with San Francisco State University for their Smash event at the end. It was really exciting to see all the value, and they had like 3 production stages set up. It was like fully decked out. I had never seen a school that was able to do that by themselves, be able to stand up and work with the administration like that.
For me as well, I think Trend Gaming Expo is probably one of the best. If you guys have the opportunity, please do try to make it out there. You guys get a ton of ideas from them. It's not stealing, it's borrowing. And then yes, if you want to send me really good pictures, I will sponsor you. High quality. I will.
I think aside from Trying Gaming, a really good one that I had a good experience with is Illinois Western. They were amazing. They had also tied in their event with their new esports arena at their college. So it was just like a nice big surprise overall. And then they also were able to do a panel with their, I believe it was their NFL team came out as well.
I'm going to shout one out, university out, UT Austin, the Longhorns. Surprisingly, their info session for their meeting. The day before, I was told, we don't know we're going to fill this room up. It was a room of like 250, 300 people, like auditorium. I come in the day of, they broke fire code, and they filled the whole room up with 300 people plus. That was a really amazing sight. They had all these varsity, or not varsity teams, but all the competitive teams that they had come up. They had 7 partner organizations.